Hello loves and welcome to Bree's Project Book. Today we will be doing a DIY with some Dollar Tree items and also some other items I have here that I already had in my craft room. Today we'll be doing another version of my Glam pumpkin. I try to do these each year. I will link an iCard above with some of the videos that I did in previous year on my Glam pumpkins. So here are the items that you would need. I'm using Dollar Tree pumpkins. I love these. I like the stem on them, and I love the grooves. They're kind of deep inside, so it really defines the pumpkin. White flat spray paint or whatever spray paint that you desire. This I like because it's the paint and the primer in one. I have some silver spray paint here to paint the stems, or you can just leave the stem to whatever color you like. Craft glue, which is some Mod Podge or whatever glue that you desire. And then the rest of the things are just adornments for the pumpkin. We have silver glitter. We have some jewelry beads, Dollar Tree diamond wrap. And then we have a couple of choices of rope or ribbon here, trim, I guess you can call it. We have beaded trim and we have silver rope trim. And then we have a variety of size of sponge applicators to apply glue or the glitter or what have you onto the pumpkin. And lastly, we have a bowl for our glue. So before we get started spray painting, we're going to remove the stem and remove these price tags. So these price tags can come out of here pretty easy, but be careful. You don't want to damage the pumpkin while pulling these out because it's just made out of some sort of sponge. It's not even plastic, so they could easily tear. And you want to keep away the imperfections as much as possible. We're going to remove our stem here. Now these can easily, again, pull out nicely. And then when you get ready to insert, you just put it back in like that. Okay, now we're going to take these outside and spray paint them. Now we completed the first layer of paint. We'll let this dry for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and do a second layer of paint, and then that will complete this step. Okay, so the pumpkins are dry and the stems are also dry. They came out nicely. So now we are going to put our trimming on here. We're going to start with the diamond wrap. And what I did, I cut the diamond wrap into strips of about 22 or so. And I cut them down like this to little strips like that. And what we're going to do is apply it onto the pumpkin with glue and go all the way around the pumpkin in these little grooves here. So that's what we're going to do. So I've already pre-cut 8 of these because that's how many we need. Now you can use the craft glue. It takes a little more time to dry, or you can go ahead and use your hot glue to do this. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the hot glue first. Now when you get ready to glue this, take in mind where your piece go. Now you could go ahead and put your little stem in here, give you a guide of where you should stop with your strips. So put your stem in here. Also it gives you a nice little place to hold. So what I will do is take some hot glue and put on here Not too much, but just enough. Put it down at the bottom so it can adhere to the pumpkin. So we have it down at the rim and then on the stem itself. And then we're going to push this in here. Hold it until it glues. Adhere to the pumpkin. And now we have a nice sturdy handle we can hold on to as we work. Okay, so we're going to take the first strip and make sure that it fits. And we're going to go all the way down until we meet here in the center. And then once we get all the strips here, then we'll cut it off as needed. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to apply the first one. Now if you use this glue, get a tip that is small so you could be able to put the small amount in the grooves here. And when you glue it all the way down here. Now the good thing about this craft glue, you have enough time to manipulate it. So we're going to put the craft glue on here. Just in a small line. Just like that. I don't know if you can see it, but see how that is there? And we can take our time and work with it because it doesn't dry very fast like the hot glue. So we just place this on top of the glue and it dries clear. Now you're going to have to hold it until it adheres. And that's the only thing about this doing it this way takes a little time. And we don't have that kind of time on camera. So I'm going to just show you how the first one goes. And you just wait for that dry, maybe about 5 minutes. And it'll dry to the pumpkin. Now this one right here I did with hot glue. It's instant and that's what we're going to use for this video. But I just wanted you to show you how craft glue can do just as well if you have a nice pointed surface like this and work with it. You have time to move it around if it's crooked or if it's not enough room at the top, you can manipulate it. But you can't do that with hot glue because once you get it on there, it's set. Okay, so we are done and that's how it fits at the bottom there. Next up looks like this. I have a finished one here and we got little sparkles on here and so that's what we're going to do now. So we have our little tray. Now here is why I said use a pointed tip so you could be able to work with this. So basically what you do, you're going to handle this with the stem and you're going to take the glue and actually draw or fill in, not all the way, but kind of going back and forth so you can make little lines, unjagged lines. Now I don't know if you can see that. And there you have it. Okay, so now we have all the glitter on this one and we're going to use our little brush here and we're going to just brush off the excess. Be careful not to remove the glitter from the pattern there that you created. Just take the time and just brush it off. And it should come off pretty easy, nice and clean. And there we have it. Isn't that pretty? So now I'm going to show you another type of decor that I did with the same type of technique, but I did it with the beads. This is what it looks like with the beads. Okay, so we already attached the stem and we're ready to do the beads. Now, I have some trim with beads on it. It's a wire bead, but it doesn't have to be wired. Matter of fact, I prefer it not to be wired. They have the ones that's without the wire in them. But I've already cut the beads. What I basically did is measured it from the top and all the way down to the bottom and then cut to size. So we're going to hot glue this because the craft glue will not, it will work, but it would be a lot longer dry because of the heavier material. So we're going to use the glue gun and glue these beads on here. So basically you start at the top and you do a thin line of glue because you don't want too much going over the excess on the sides there. So you do a thin line just like that. And see, that's nice and clean because you can't see the glue, but it is there and it adheres nicely. So how I do this, I work from the top half and then turn it over and work at the bottom. And there we have the first row there. So now we're going to continue all the way around. Okay guys, so we have all the beads on here. Now we are going to add the bead decoration on here. So it's the same application with your glue and you just go back and forth in little stripes. Until you come to some sort of pattern or point or jagged pattern. And once you have that on there, you take your beads and you sprinkle them on. And there you have it. Now the beads may pack on top of each other, so just take your brush and kind of spread those out. The glue will, if you have a crafter's glue, it will dry clear, so it's okay if it's the beads is covered in glue. Just spread that around some. And there we have it. So now we're going to continue and we're going to go every other row. We're not going to go all the way around. I guess I could go all the way around. We'll see how much we have left. So we'll go every other row. Okay, my friends, here is the completed product. I am in love with this simple application to Dollar Tree pumpkins. It's so simple to do. looks completely different. A great upscale you can do for Dollar Tree pumpkins. I am loving this application here on this pumpkin with diamond wrap and glitter. So beautiful. And this one right here, I'm thinking about doing this to a larger pumpkin. Wouldn't that be luxurious and beautiful with a larger pumpkin? This application right here is just silver trim cording. That's all. They normally out during the Christmas time. It's funny that I found all of these trimmings and glitter and beads from the attic in a box. I used to give tree trimming parties and everybody used to make their own ornaments, and these are supplies from that tree trimming party, and I was so happy when I seen it. Was like Christmas all over again, and it inspired me to do these pumpkins and bring it to you today as a DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed and would try this out. Very simple. I didn't have to buy anything. These are things I've already had. The only thing I had to purchase was the 5 pumpkins for $5. I see you guys in the next video. If you love DIYs, decorating, organizing, and so much more, click the subscribe button and click the bell for new videos notification every week.